Generation actually stems from a need of in Hebrew the root of Daled Resh, which has to do with door and with a vav inside, speaks about a place, a house, in which we allow or we dispel or sort of divorce from the light that comes to inhabit that conscious space in ourselves. So generation, the definition of a generation is the conscious space of people of a certain epoch, of a certain degree of evolution that is sort of designed for humanity, that they need to get and to allow the light to inhabit their consciousness. So that is called generation, dor in Hebrew. What is will be able through connection, which is the vav, through connection to actually inhabit. I explained it on Thursday when this sort of question was asked. I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday, but anyhow. So when we say that we are last generation or the last generation, we're speaking about our two things. There is a commitment that our spirit gave to the evolution and to the movement of return to the root. Now, the way we experience life is the gap between the promise and the way we allow the will to receive to oneself to dominate the time and time, space, and consciousness. So consciousness is a in Kabbalistic terms, it's not only in Kabbalistic terms, has to do with space and time, but it's a committed space and time. It's not an sort of an abstract. So generation is a commitment, usually missed commitment, meaning that we were not aware, and therefore we were not able to actually connect to it. So there's always representative of, let's say, of the spirit system that compensated, which we call righteous people. There is a sort of, let's say, a constant structure, which is called Lamed Vav 36, righteous consciousness. That consciousness, they're not conscious of themselves. It's almost they act in a way like angel, with no choice. So there need to be some cogs of almost automation that will ensure the existence of humanity. Okay, so they are now, but there is another sort of type which we meet, and not the first time. The first we meet is through Hanoch, but is taken into a particular duty, and the second one, which is more to do with, I would say, is the description of Noach is a righteous choice in spite of human weaknesses. Okay, so there is, for example, a human weakness of Noach it's a meeting point. It's a meeting point of being able to hear the will and the instruction of the higher, being able, not being afraid to execute publicly his belief, which is really sort of like sort of a finger in the eye for his generation. Okay, it's the opposite of the way they think, the way they behave, and it's strange that they do not kill him, that they allow Noach to sort of be some sort of an island. It means that they were so far away from understanding that something else is at play. So they did not consider him to be a danger. Okay. So actually, if we would like to sort of describe it starts with Lemech and the two witnesses, Ada and Tzila, that he summons. Somehow this gave birth to Noach. Okay, it's a genealogy of first misusing the Torah, misusing wisdom that allows someone to actually be able to be different. But its shortcoming of Noach is that he cannot see his responsibility for humanity. He's not asking for them. He's not pleading for them. It's maybe it's too self-absorbed, but it is the time which is very similar to our time of a broken moral compass throughout the board. Okay, so within that, what actually the article tries to see is that the definition of a righteous act or a righteous deed, a good deed, is different to each generation, and then it has a common note of something that need to be acquired, and this is responsibility. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually where this article is actually trying to take us in. Why actually the Torah is playing with this, that because we would think that the outcome or what a righteous person will generate, or the way we speak about outcome or genealogy, will be his sons.
Would be his
sons.
His son.
Yeah, Shem Chamen Yefet, but it on purpose it separates it. So it brings us to look at the deed and to see what is a good deed. A good deed is being able to be conscious about the bad parts in myself. Because this good deed, this good contemplation, courage to see oneself, actually encourage the need of the higher, or the need of a different nature to come into play. Okay, so it's already, because Noach will be actually Noach and his wife, which of course there's no name to it. It's as though the help name, which was quite clear, Chava, Ada, Tzila, disappears. And the name of let's say of the Nukba disappears because in a way human gave up the help and the assistance that can stem from the nature, yes, from female nature. Okay. But then it comes into the definition of what actually can build an ark. And it is because it is the new base of humanity. Building an ark throughout the generations will be a very crucial consciousness. For our generation, Zohar and building our consciousness and our ability to read Zohar is our ark. And Zohar is relating to the ark and building the ark as a space and time of impregnation that will allow humanity to continue. Okay, so of course it was not let's say wood and I don't know, sort of asphalt or whatever we imagine as through the painting that we know of building an ark. Okay, so because building an ark in Hebrew is actually being able to summon a word, Okay, teva, an ark, it's actually a word that can save you. Because this word, in it, there is the covenant. So each generation needs to build space that will will remind ourselves and others the covenant that we have with the higher, with the creator, and the way we are able to reconnect to the original plan. And this is the sort of the function of an ark from the beginning. Yeah, or from the beginning, from when there was the plan of having humanity rose within the consciousness of the creator. So it's not exactly time, but it's there. It's when it rose. When it rose, it's different way of saying when it came from potentiality to actuality.
And then back to potential, and then back to the seed, back to the starting point. Is it are the generations to come back to the seed level of, well, the unity, I suppose. Is that?
Each generation is a step, you can say. Is a step on the ladder of evolution, or returning, and not only returning. Return in Hebrew is also answering the call. Is a degree of being able to answer the call of the creator. Okay, and this is why each generation allow that part of the light that need to sort of actualize the next step of evoluting into fulfilling the plan of the creator for us. Okay, so when there is a complete deviation from the plan that is endangering the plan and our existence, there will be an obliteration. But no power will allow it to get so far again. Okay, and this is why there is an ark. There will be always an ark that could a word meaning a prayer. This is why Baal Shem Tov is calling the ark the column of prayer. Okay, and why it's a column? It's a column because the ark is the word that connects the world, the spirits, and divinity as into one. And it goes up to the little window, okay, that is open, okay, of light. Okay, so This will be, it's not, because in spirituality there's no absence. Something that was created as an aid for humanity is there. We just need to get to it. Yeah. So for us, it's not that the Zohar is sort of letting us wonder what is the arc for our generation. It is being said clearly that for last generation, the Zohar will be the arc, the only form is mean the spirit, spirit in terms of level of consciousness, the only light that can actually take us from exile into redemption. So it's been said. We ignore it for many reasons. Most of it is because we like the generation of the deluge. We refuse to think that there is something above our opinion about reality. That only what we see is what there is, and what we can grasp and what we can control. Okay, so there are two aid forces within it, which are actually mentioned in the article. Which one is called faith, which is tzila, and one is called wisdom, which is ada, which is witnessing, being able to witness. Being able to witness is the extension of the power of the light of Chokmah, which actually can result in us in two ways. Or it can blind us into not being able to see what is in front of us. Okay. Or it can create in us a deep or a deeper need for faith. Okay. So we will go into cover. We will go into the arc. So an arc in that respect is a surrender to impregnation, meaning it's a surrender to the act or to the action or to the deed of the higher, to engrave in us the right templates that we will be able to activate when we will be born into away from the higher womb, from the womb of the higher. Okay, something like this.